All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the bit of a late start tonight. I kind of forgot that I had a show, and we started dinner late with the assumption that I did not have a show. So thanks for sticking in there. Yeah. Did I already say I'm Chloe and this is Rise and Right? And if not, I'm Chloe. This is Rise and Right. Thanks for joining. Let me know what y'all are working on tonight. I am going to be working on one of my 100 short stories in 100 days. I have been chugging along real well with this. I'm at, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh gosh, that's not the top of it. There we go. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I am at 20 already. So I'm going to be writing number 21 today. Today I'm going to be tackling the cowboy romance trope. I'm going to be writing something that is actually historical, not in the sense that it's historically accurate, but in the sense that this is going to be taking place in the past. So, do I know anything about this time period? No. Do I know anything about like cowboys? Not really. I literally had to ask my roommate today why they moved cattle from one location to another and why it took so long. Thankfully, he knew the answers to those questions, so I am feeling better about this. But yeah, so I'm gonna see what happens. Like whatever, it's 1,500 words. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and get our first sprint going. If I can have that set up. And it looks like we're not too far behind schedule. Even if we are, that's okay. I can do. I'm probably going to run a little bit long anyway, since I haven't started this story yet. We're going to go for 10 minutes this first time, though, just to get warmed up, and we'll go from there. So good luck, everybody. I will see you at about 20 past. Okay, time's up. Let me know how y'all did. I got 200 words. I'm still setting up this damn story. This is one of my biggest issues with this flash fiction. Did I tilt that the right way? Nope, that was the wrong way. Always my issue with flash fiction as I spend too long on the setup. It's okay. It is what it is. But my 200 words. And this thing is probably going to be about 2.2. So I'm moving at a good pace. We are going to be doing 20-minute sprints for the rest of the show. We'll be doing about 5-minute breaks and then 20-minute sprints. Hopefully get this finished up in a reasonable time. We'll see. This is what I've been working on at night. During the day, I have been editing my demon romance. I did not get as far as I wanted to today. I was hoping on getting it finished tomorrow. Told myself to put everything else on hold so I could finish it tomorrow, and then things didn't work out. I've got a sick cat. We got to take him to the vet tomorrow. So I can't put a whole lot of stock in tomorrow either. That's okay though. It is the 3rd. I'll have that done by the 5th. Get that cover up. I was planning today. I was scheduling today. I was making lists. I have this whole great big list of things that I need to get done before I can send out my next newsletter. But also this book needs to be done and published by the 17th. So I just got to hammer this in, get it done, not dick around this month like I did last month. It is what it is. Herb got no words. That's okay. It was a short sprint. That 10-minute is never a super productive one. I also just got so many messages. I don't know. My Facebook's been crazy lately. So, you know what? I know why. My Facebook has been crazy lately because I'm doing this Medium thing now, right? I'm writing a short story a day. I'm posting them on Medium. And I have joined a group for it. And it is, there are 14 people in the group. We are super we're super active in this group because we're all doing the same thing. We're all posting a story a day. So I keep getting distracted by it. I don't mean to, but that's how I am. Yeah. And now I've noticed Medium is really weird. I don't understand how it's organized. And I noticed that there's literally nothing in sci-fi or alien romance. There's sci-fi and alien, but not sci-fi romance or alien romance. So I don't know if that means that it's a dead market on Medium or it's an unexplored market. So that is kind of our topic for today. And I feel like I've gotten everybody revved up to attempt to make it a market. So we're doing this challenge this month where we've got this list of tropes and list of words to use in our stories. Everybody is already I'm going to start writing this now. And I'm like, don't do it. Let's finish our current project. Get to the end of March. Have stuff lined up for Alien Romance April. That sounds good, right? Alien Romance April. It's nice when things sound good. Also, NaNoWriMo is in April. Discovered that today. I mean, obviously it's always in April, but the Camp Nano. But I forgot that we were honing in on that until I went to the Nano page to do some tracking stuff, and all the stuff for camp is up. Oh Jesus. Oh, I gotta do camp too. I gotta get so much stuff together. That's okay. I'm gonna get 2 books out this month. I'm gonna have all of these stories on Medium. I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna be in such good shape for April. What's going to get us in better shape, though, is if we do another sprint. We're going to go for 20 this time. There we go. And I will see you guys at, looks like it's going to be 44 past. Okay, that's time. Let me know how you did. I am at 568, so I wrote about 350 words there. Wow, I coughed so hard that my camera went out of focus. I just realized, though, I have a slight plot issue. There we go. So this story, oh my God, will you focus? Jesus. That's like me talking to my brain all day, every day. Will you focus, Jesus? But this time I was talking to the camera. Yeah, so this is my cowboy romance. But of course, like any story has many tropes, right? It's really funny because with this challenge, we have this list of tropes that we choose one every day. And I've written for this challenge. I think I'm at 13 for the challenge specifically. This is my 21st total, but 13th for the challenge. And of those 13, probably 6 of them have the second chance trope somehow involved in them. It's me cheating slightly with that particular one because it's easy to build a romance when there's already a romance. So I've probably mostly been relying on that as a cheat more so than like a coincidence. But also I've done probably 3 office romances, and I've got 2 different billionaire romances, and they're all, every single one of them has a particular one. The second chance ones there's the actual second chance, and then there's the secret baby one is also a second chance, and my billionaire one is also a second chance. So they all, they all are still satisfying that they have to be one particular one, and then after that one is done. But yeah, so that's been really interesting that like all of these tropes keep popping up. It's 1,500 words. It's weird, but like they speak well to each other. So in this one that I'm working on, this again is the cowboy romance. But how I'm doing it is, and this is not one from the list, but it's the 12th night trope. It's funny. I always call it the she's the man trope. There are so many stories that have this plot, but they're all like kind of offensive now, where she's passing herself off as a man, usually with a good reason. But of course, it all falls apart because the guy falls in love with her, which again, it's a weird now because we're a lot more free with sexuality, and it doesn't seem so weird anymore that a man would look at another man and be like, you're real hot to me. But of course, when most of these stories were coming out, it was like, oh, I'm not gay though, no homo. So I don't know if that trope really flies anymore with contemporary stuff. I'm sure there are ways that it works. Also, now I'm thinking of Ladybugs, the Rodney Dangerfield movie, which is terrible in modern times. And Just One of the Guys, which was about a high school reporter, a girl who is a high school journalist who goes to another school and passes herself off as a man. Because she's convinced that the reason that that the editor doesn't like her stories is because she's a girl. And that one also is terrible because there's like locker room scenes and stuff like that. Like they're all real offensive now. But in the context of what I'm working on, especially when you're looking at historical things, or even like going back to what I consider the source material, 12th Night. I know that there's stuff before that, but like Shakespeare is always a good starting point on stuff like that. Historically, for obvious reasons, there have been really smart reasons that a woman would pass herself off as a man. So, like, certainly if I'm doing a cowboy romance that's taking place in the 19th century, and using that trope, it's valid. This is a girl who's basically trying to keep herself out of the whorehouses that would have been, that area and that era. So I don't even know why I went into that whole thing, except that, oh, yeah, that I do love that even when you're writing a 1,500 word story, you still end up drawing in so many different story elements into it. You have to pare them all down so much. But this has just been like a really neat experiment. Uh, when you're writing an actual story and not like an interlude sort of, what's the correct term for that? Where it's just like a scene, but when there's an actual story being told, it's just really interesting how they play out. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. But Herb got 820 on that 20, so you more than made up for getting 0 words on the first sprint. And Funky Sai has joined us. Thank you for joining. Let's go ahead and do our next 20. I have too many windows open. We are at 8:51 here in Atlanta, so I will see you guys at 9:11 if it starts there. All right, time is up. Sorry about that little delay there. I was finishing a sentence, but more importantly, I was worried that if I didn't finish the sentence, I would forget why this character is the villain. I'm not writing stories that have like hard villains in them, but again, this is a character who is a woman who passed herself off as a man to do a cattle drive so that she could get hundreds of miles away so that she never had to face a guy again. And I had to figure out why she would do that. And I had figured it out. So yes. Oh. Am I internet? Am I internet again? Anyways, okay. Hopefully my sound isn't all messed up. Like my video just went a little kerfloof there. But yeah, so this is moving along okay. I'm at 1060 now. So I believe, gosh, this was the third sprint, right? I did 3. Yes, this was the third sprint. Hey, Spence, thanks for joining. So my second sprint, I got to 563. This one I got to 1060. So I wrote 500 words there. Yay. And I am... this story is going to be probably 2,500. Just seeing where I am in it right now. This is one of my stronger short stories, but it's definitely going to also be a longer one. I'm having an issue. So I like to have backstory. I like to have character development. Obviously, these are two things that work against you when you're writing 1,500 words. So a lot of my stories have unfortunately been like gigantic exposition dumps at the beginning. When I say gigantic, I mean like 800 words, because how far can I really go? But it's just like a weird part of I need to read more of what everybody else is doing to hit the market. I know this as like a full-length author who does write to market. And it's funny because, of course, with the full-length books, I spend hours reading a single book. These stories that I'm trying to get in the market of are 5 minutes to read. I just have to do it. And I don't. Because I'm a fucking renegade. It doesn't help that I do have a background in flash fiction that was not romance or, steamy, no erotica. So I just have like a different foundation for flash fiction. I'm used to them being plot driven and now it's funny because with this challenge, the person who put the challenge together said, make sure that these are plot driven. And I'm reading what everybody else has put out, and they're not bad at all. I am not like discounting them in any way, but definitely most of them are not plot driven. And I guess by comparison, when you compare to like everything else in this this genre, they do have a little bit more plot than the here's the setting, let's do it. But I'm used to writing flash fiction that is just plot. Some crazy in-depth meaning, whole adventure, all the words like cut down to nothing. These tiny little delicate sentences that have been worked for hours and hours. And meanwhile, for this group, they're like, keep it under 1,500 words because you can get it done in like a half hour. No, I'm going to spend 2 hours on this and you can't stop me. And then I'm going to edit it for another 20 minutes. And then I'm going to do a 10-minute proofread. Okay. Let's go ahead and do our next sprint. Again, we're doing 20s and it is 9:17. So this one will finish up in 9:37. There will definitely be one more after that. There's probably going to be two more. We'll see. Maybe. We're having 2 or 3 more sprints, including this one, because I got to finish the story tonight. So, like, it would be silly for me to end the show and continue to do sprints. So, it is 9:18. I will see you guys at 9:38. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did. I'm going to apologize again if my internet connection is a little, it looks like it's solid right now, but who knows? Hey, Courtney, thank you for joining. And hey, La Monique, we have 2 more sprints, I am going to say. I'm at 1429. I got about 400 on that one. I feel like I'm definitely not going to finish this in my next sprint, but I will in the last one. So you guys still have plenty of time to get work done with me, and then also like whatever your life is, of course. Spence did trash stuff. I don't know what exactly that means. I can take that many ways. Usually if I say that I'm doing trash stuff, it means that I'm being super not productive and like dicking around on the computer. Not dicking around on the internet per se. Like doing stuff that isn't just scrolling, but what I'm doing is completely useless. But also trash stuff could be, taking care of trash. Who knows? Spence was literally taking out the trash. Yes. Okay. And Herb got 319 and shifted to editing halfway through. Awesome. Well done. My story is chugging along. My character has a nice little backstory now. She was married. She's a widow. Widowed at a very young age because her dear husband died of tuberculosis, the consumption, because this takes place in the 19th-ish century. There's a reference to El Paso, so I know literally nothing about El Paso except that it is a train station on Ticket to Ride. And I can't stress enough that as my roommate was trying to explain, I'm so fucking stupid sometimes. My roommate was explaining to me why once upon a time it took months to drive cattle to where they needed to go. Obviously, this is common sense. Not necessarily months, but like weeks to drive cattle from their farms to where they needed to go. Would have been because the rail line, there was only so much rail out there. And finally, in my infinite wisdom, I was like, oh my God, like, you mean like why it's such a nightmare trying to get to Helena to El Paso? And like, yeah. And then once I had this whole thing in my brain as Ticket to Ride, which is 1912. So 1910 is 1912 Europe and 1910 is America, whichever one it is. It's one of the 2 years. But obviously, if this is taking place in the 19th century, then it's even before that. I don't know. I have like really dumb holes in my knowledge base that, for better or for worse, I have absolutely no problems airing in front of other people. History is terrible for me. Anyways, so yes, a Ticket to Ride is exactly what is in my brain now. These cows are just trying to like get to one of those rails. But yeah, so this is what my story is. She was married to a very nice man who died of the consumption, and her very terrible in-laws sold her to a proprietor of whorehouses. I don't know, of brothels, but I don't know the right way of saying that. So she fled before that could happen, and passed herself off as a man to drive this cattle to El Paso, the one reference point I have in this, where her plan was to like take her pay and live out her days in El Paso, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. This again is a short story that is probably going to be about 2,500 words tops. I have said well more than 2,500 words just explaining the setup of it, and that's the beauty of a short story. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We are going to go for 20 once again. It is 9:43 here in Atlanta, so that is going to take us to 10:03. Good luck, everybody. Okay, time's up. I will definitely be doing one more sprint, but I should be done in the next sprint. So going pretty much how I expected, and I'm at 1772, which is weird. I guess I just wrote slower that time. Oh, you know what? I had to look something up that time. I don't know what now because I closed that window. Weird. Anyways, I got sidetracked by having to look something up. So I only got about 300 that time. But the good news there is that I'm sure I'm going to finish in the next sprint. I'm at 1772. So I am going to be probably just a hair north of 2000, which I am happy with that. Let's see. Herb is working on a blog post, running late with his March 3rd post. Blog. Herb, I just called you blog. I apologize. Herb is trying to do a blog a day this month. I don't know if it's just this month or if it is an ongoing thing. Oh, awesome. Lamanika 358. Sorry, I have my stuff set up wrong today. So my camera mount is literally blocking the dang screen from me. Anyway, she got 358. That's fantastic. So yeah, Herb is doing a blog a day right now and running late just this month. Okay. Running late on today's. That is how I am whenever I set myself blog goals. I will set a goal. I will get like the first two done lickety split. And then by the third one or further on, like if I was setting myself up to do this, what he's doing, I would get the one out on the first and the second one out on the second. And then the third one would come out on the fourth. And then the fourth one would come out on the 7th. And then I wouldn't blog for another year and a half. I'm terrible with blogging. And I think like the thing with blogging is that I feel like nothing I'm saying is of any value to anyone. Like I'm not an expert at anything. I do blog book reviews and I do think that those are valuable, but anything else, like I am not the best person to talk to about the craft of writing or the marketing of writing or how to, use Caliber or InDesign or any of the stuff that's book related. If you ask me, I can help. But I'm not an expert in any way. And I know that most people who are bloggers are not experts either, but for me, it feels weird. And that's not me judging anybody else for blogging. It is my own self-esteem issues, I guess. Or I know that I've talked about this on the show before, but also that issue of I don't read blogs. So it's hard for me to do something that I don't participate in, I don't know. It's not even that I don't know what the market is. It's just that I don't understand the appeal to it. And therefore I don't know what to do with it. And that's kind of that issue that I'm having with Medium again, that I haven't quite had a bead on what is really successful on Medium, because it's really hard to search in it. Now I can just pump out these short stories. So that is a perk. If the Medium thing doesn't work out, then I have like a damn anthology, it's certainly not like what I am creating now just dies if Medium doesn't work. So that's the difference between the Medium thing for me and blogging, is that my blogs, I don't have the value in them. I would like to, again, get more into doing book reviews. I don't do book reviews clarification, I do book recommendations. I do not put any books on my blog that I would not recommend to anybody because I am an author and that is poor form. If I ever, I do have a couple of posts that are trashing books for specific reasons, like the fact that they're not edited, stuff like that, but I never name the books. If I do that, if I go on a rant about something like that, I will absolutely not name them. Other than that, all the books that I have on my blog are books that I would absolutely tell you to read. And I would like to do more of that. And I feel like if I do more of that, then I might be able to get something out of it, with the social marketing thing, social media thing. But I don't have a lot of time to read right now. And I'm sucked into this 7-book series. And I just attempted to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which was just way too artsy for me. I see why people liked it, but was absolutely not the book for me. So, and then I keep recommending series. And then like, as more books come out in the series, I can't really blog about it because I've already blogged about it. So I regret that. Like, oh, I could have had 5 blog posts there and instead I have 1 blog post. Okay. So it is 10:10. Let's go ahead and do this one last sprint, and then I am gonna call it a night. But yeah, let's get this last little push in. I'll see you guys at 10:30 Atlanta time. Okay, that is time, and that is the end of the show. Let me know what you got done for the show. I finished my short story. It ended up being 20,021 words, 2020. I don't know if I like that, but it's okay because it's going to get edited. And that number will certainly change. Hopefully it'll go down just slightly. That's normally what happens for me. We'll see though, as I bite some of my cheek, excuse me. We'll see though. I didn't just develop a lisp. Yeah, I am happy with how this story came out. It is very sweet, and also spicy, of course, because I write spicy stuff. Is sweet the market that I should be aiming for with medium? Probably not. But I'm hoping that like if I can balance the sweet stuff with the ridiculous stuff. I don't write erotica. I enjoy writing erotic romance. I don't write erotica. I'm gonna figure it out though. But yeah, hopefully if I get a nice balance, then I can get people who are interested in my storytelling and buy my books. We'll see. So anyways, y'all have a great night. I will be back. Oh God, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. So tomorrow I will be back at 10 a.m. Eastern. So 11 and a half hours from now. I'm fine. Everything's fine. And then I will also be here at 10 a.m. on Friday. So you guys all have a great night or rest of your day, whatever part of the world you're in. And hopefully I will see you soon. Bye, guys.